Welcome back to another episode of Japanverse exclusive. Today, we are taking you shopping. That's right, we are shopping for popular Japanese household items that you can find in any department store. If you want to see the household products that conveniently provide comfort and design, then you're in for a treat. Let's go. Japan has a large number of household goods stores. On weekends and on holidays, it is quite popular to find stores crowded with people looking for household goods. Household items in Japan conveniently combines comfort and effective designs. Also, it is important to note that Japan is the country of character goods. So don't be surprised if you find products featuring a range of items that are, have popular characters, anime characters, or well-loved mascot characters. And this does add to the experience of going shopping in Japan because you come across so many amazing and just little cute packaging that just gives you a little bit of happiness just by seeing them. Anyways, today we will be focusing mainly in the kitchen section and like bathroom, storage section, bathroom fittings and so on. So let's get into this video as we take you shopping with us at a department store in Japan. So we're starting this video off with some garbage bins, trash cans, disposal bins, whatever you call it. That's what we're starting with. So usually in Japan, you have to buy city-regulated garbage bags or trash bags that usually comes in the sizes 10 liters, 20 liters, 30 liters, and 45 liters. So usually it's best to buy garbage bins that matches these sizes just to make your life a lot easier. This one right here that we're looking at is actually 20 liters. So this is good for someone who is using a 20-liter trash bag. And also, it's good to keep in mind the sizes so that you can buy something that fits there as well. Now, the double one that we saw before was 40 liters, and these two gray ones are 45 liters, which is usually the biggest size trash bags you can get to fit inside. So these ones are pretty good for families who are a lot bigger or use a lot more garbage. Now these ones over here to the right are better suited for office use or maybe to put somewhere in like your living space and so on. The ones before are definitely for a kitchen. Okay, next we're gonna take a look at some storage and hangers for like the washroom. Usually in Japan, it's not customary for people to have both a washing machine and a dryer. Usually it's just the washer. And because of that, many people buy a lot of storage hangers or hangers that are useful for like drying clothes in like a small space. Additionally, we also have some laundry rack, and of course laundry racks are useful for storing your laundry goods and laundry products in your washroom or your washing area. Because a lot of people use like their balcony space to hang clothes for drying, it is pretty useful to have like more options for drying, especially if you have like a bigger family. If you are like a single person or two people, then you might not need all that space, but for a lot of people it is definitely necessary. Okay, up next we have some ironing board, and this is something that I have to pinpoint. What I notice is that since living in Japan, that ironing boards are they don't have long legs and they don't come big. And most of the reason for this is that, once again, Japanese houses are usually smaller than Western ones. So we need things to not take up a lot of space. But additionally, with the traditional style of Japanese houses with like tatami mats and so on, people tend to do a lot of things from the ground level, like ironing, eating, and that's why you have like kotatsus, because people spend a lot of time on the ground. So definitely you'll notice the difference in like ironing boards here in Japan. Also, we are taking a look at just some typical hangers and clothespins because, as I told you before, we are in the laundry section of this store. That this store has a variety in the color of the baskets because usually they are in like neutral colors like brown, whites, and grays. So I'm enjoying seeing all of these vibrant colors. We are still looking at storage, but now we are looking more at like room storage. We're out of the washing area, and these are pretty popular around Japan, and you'll see a lot of people use these for storing clothes or other items that you want to be kept away. Now these plastic, I call them plastic bins, storage bins, are useful if you have like an open shelf like these ones. They're useful for like keeping things discreet. So if you have items that you don't usually keep as tidy as you should, then these plastic storage bins are pretty good for concealing like little messes. Next, we have some pretty standard clothes hangers that are useful for like hanging clothes, and the lower level ones are good for hanging things like jeans or pants, while the upper ones are good for like racks, like hangers. The price is pretty affordable. It's around 2,280 yen thereabout. Additionally, we can also see here some other types of storage bins. Next, we are gonna take a look at these wagons here, and these wagons are pretty useful. In this store they came in two sizes, which is like the 4-level one and then like 3-level ones, and these wagons are good for fitting into like really tight spots. A lot of people use them for like spice racks, or you can use them in other areas of the house for like storing maybe like bottles, anything, anywhere. But the main point of it is that it can fit into a really small spot and still hold a lot of product. We also saw this type, but I was not really like a big fan of these type, but they're good for, if you're using them in the kitchen, they're good for holding like ground produce and stuff like that. So they do have their purpose, but I do prefer the previous ones to this one. And the previous one does look a lot more sturdy to me. That's just my opinion. Here we have some storage boxes that also double as like a seat. So they are pretty useful, especially here in Japan, where space is always an issue for us. It's gonna always be an issue because we need to make the most of all of our spaces. So this one is pretty useful because you can tuck away things inside of it, and then it still looks like really like good, and it doubles as a seat as well. So I think these ones are pretty useful because of how they have a variety of purposes or uses. Now they come in two different sizes, which is like the 1-seater and the 2-seater, and they come in 3 different shades or colors, which is like a light gray, a darker gray, and then like a dark blue, royal blue kind of look. But I think the best part about these benches is how easily you can fold them and move with them if you need to. Okay, now we are in the bathroom section of the store, and we're just gonna take a look at some bathroom accessories like toilet seat covers and so on. Now these are like full bathroom sets, or should I say toilet sets, right? Because it comes with like the cover for the toilet top, it comes for like the seat cover, and it comes with the carpet or the mat that you put at your feet, and also the set also comes with like toilet slippers. Another thing in Japan is toilet slippers. So like just the way you have to change your shoes at the door, there are a lot of people who also practice the habit of changing the shoe that you wear when you enter the toilet. I absolutely love these character sets, and they do have all the matching pieces that goes along with the character or the theme. And as you can see, my neighbor Totoro is also available here as well. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like sets that match. I don't know who doesn't. We are still actively in the bathroom section of this store, and we're just taking a look at some bath mats. And a bath mat is what you think it is, simply something that you put in front of your shower, or to step on to dry your feet when you hop out of the shower. And as I mentioned before, there's a lot of packaging here in Japan that is just really appealing and really, really cute. They like to put like little mascots or little some sort of character that just brightens this whole shopping experience, and this was definitely one of those. These bath mats are pretty soft and they seem really fluffy and comfortable, like they're pretty good for the purpose. So I wanted to point out that they're really soft, they're really thick, and also the different, like the variety of colors that are available are pretty awesome as well. And they come in different sizes, like from smaller ones to wider or longer ones as well, which is pretty useful. I guarantee you that these are really soft to the touch. And while I don't know the exact brand of these bath mats, they were really nice and I would definitely recommend. They're very soft, and I don't usually buy like mats or carpets without like touching or feeling them to see how they feel, because it's important, right? Now, just in case you're wondering, majority of these carpets that you're seeing here are products of Japan, so they are actually made here in Japan. So if you're looking for authentic Japanese made products, then these are definitely the ones to look for. Okay, now let's move on to the kitchen section and take a look at some utensils or some pots and pans. Now, what we're looking at here in this bright yellow, red, and pink color are enamel kitchenware. Now, if you are looking for kitchenware with like enamel kitchenware with like a clean finish design, then these ones definitely tick all the boxes. I love the vibrant color collection that they have. These colors were just eye-catching and they just popped so much, and that caught my attention about them. And while I wasn't looking for any enamel kitchenware, I just had to stop and take a look. We also found these like bimbop bowls, which are useful especially in winter time when people have like those bimbop soup dishes, because they usually come out like piping hot. Now, do not take this lightly, but these are extremely heavy, like they're really heavy, and they come with this like wooden piece at the bottom that is good for moving the bowl, because moving the bowl by itself is like, it's pretty heavy, and it's for 1,500 yen. We also found these cast iron grill plate, flat grill plate, that were around, I think it was like 700 yen. Yes, I remember they were 700 yen per grill plate, and these are pretty good. It's heavy in my hand and it felt good. Now, this one, you use it by just popping it on top of like your gas stove, and from there you can do grilling or whatever it is that you desire to use this grill for, but you just pop it on top of the gas stove and you're good to go. Now, cast iron is a lot of work and commitment, so don't buy it if you're not ready for it. These small cute yellow pots are actually enamel milk pans that are good for like boiling or heating milk. They also have them in red as well. Now let's take a look at some of the other pots and pans that are available here. We are actually looking to get a brand new set of pots and pans for the house. So we have been shopping around a lot to like many different department stores and here and there to like compare prices and also the quality, as we would like to keep them for a really long time. Now, these are definitely what you would expect when you go shopping for pots and pans. A thing to note when you're buying pots and pans in Japan, it's very important that you check if there's like a specification on the pots that state whether it's suitable for gas stoves or for electric stoves. There will be pots that can be used on both, and then there will be pots that are not suitable for both, and it's important that you check that, and usually you can find that on the labeling. They usually put like pictures or the description in words, but definitely please check before buying pots in Japan, because if you buy like a pot that is suitable for an electric stove and you use it on a gas stove, it's gonna get destroyed like that. Over here we have some pet bottle holders, which literally what they do is that you get your pet bottle, you put them inside these holders, and they're supposed to keep your bottles cooler for longer. That's basically what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to remove the lid at the bottom of the mug. You put your pet bottle up from that side with the cap through this hole right here, and then you just close it back, and there's a little handle that you can grip your bottle with, and it just keeps, oh, this one is 500 milliliter, holds 500 milliliters. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool. Now these are just regular water bottles, and be careful because some of these brands don't do both cold and hot in the same bottle, so it's important to check the label. We also found these embossed pans as well. So they are embossed ceramic pots. Just a few more enamel ware that we found. We were about to leave the pots and pans section when we just saw these vegetable choppers, manual vegetable choppers. You know, the summertime is rolling around real fast, and so it is pretty important to stay hydrated. And these bottles are pretty useful for those. They are temperature regulated, so if you put cold inside, they will stay cold for a few hours, like for a really long time. Usually I take a bottle like this with me to work, and I put cold water in at around 6 in the morning, and it usually stays pretty cold until I leave work at 4. So they're pretty useful. You'll find that Thermos brand is pretty popular in Japan, and it's popular for a reason, because they're really good. They're a bit pricier than other bottles that you'll find of similar nature, but trust me, they are worth it. We also found these ice cubes, or should I say ice circle, because they actually make ice into ball shape, which I guess is pretty good for like alcohol drinkers. This section basically just had like many different types of ice makers that make your ice in different shapes for different purposes. We also saw this ice maker that makes them like really long, so if you have to put ice in like a bottle, it fits inside pretty easily. All in all, I think it's pretty useful, and I don't see why we shouldn't have ice in the shape that we want. So pretty useful. This one right here, this one's the one I'm mentioning. We also found this manual shaved ice machine in this same section right here for 2,280 yen before tax. And basically you're gonna put ice inside this section here, and then you're gonna close it, and then when you close it you're gonna turn this reel, like churning, and then shaved ice or crushed ice will come from the bottom section right there, and you can just put a cup and just have shaved ice. And after all, shaved ice is really good during the summer months, and Japan is pretty hot during the summertime, so this might be something I have to add on my little summer wish list. Also in this section are these soba noodle flowing pools. So basically you're gonna put like cold water inside this section of the device, and then you will put like soba noodles inside, and then it will just flow around like a little pool or like a little stream, and then you can pick up your soba and enjoy it with your meal. So cold soba is really popular in Japan during summertime, and if you were to ask a Japanese person like, oh, what are some summer foods that you like, they're definitely going to tell you cold soba is one of them. So they had two different types in this store, and the first one looked more like to attract like young children, and the latter one, the second one, seemed more adult focused. But either way, it's a pretty good idea, and you can just turn it on and your noodles will float around and flow like a pool. Grilling is really popular during summertime or just warmer time, and these Iwatani small grills are pretty cost effective and they're really useful. So basically they are gas operated, and you can just do like yakiniku or any simple type of grilling on it, but most popularly yakiniku, which is like grilled meat. We do have other brands other than the Iwatani, which are much cheaper, a lot less expensive, because as you can see, the Iwatani is like over 7,000 yen, and this one right here, Eco 2, is like 5,000 yen. But I must admit, I'm a bit biased to Iwatani, okay? I'm a bit biased to the Iwatani brand. Okay, let's switch our focus over to like the storage section. I know we did some storage before, but this is like kitchen storage, if that makes sense. So it's like a table wagon that you can use to store various type of kitchen things. If you need to make space and you don't have like a lot of table space, then this is definitely something you can add. I really like that these table wagons were, of course, movable, because wagons usually are, but I like the vibrant colors that they have, and this specific store has that whole theme where they have a lot of vibrant colors. So these wagons are made from plastic, so keep that in mind, which means it's also good for the kitchen if it's anything that gets wet. These storage bags right here are pretty good for storing like sheets, towels, blankets, futon cover, those sort of things. They have a space at the side where you can stuff them, and like a space at the top. It's really your choice, but it's flexible. Unfortunately, they only come in two colors, which is white and the navy blue, so there's not a lot of variety of colors there, but still pretty cool. We also came across these Delish kitchen tools that were all the shade of yellow, literally. So they were typical kitchen tools that you'll expect to find, like tongs, kitchen scissors, kitchen chopsticks, rice ladles, spatulas, and so on. It seems like the old collection comes in yellow, so if you're into yellow or you like that touch of brightness in your kitchen, then the Delish kitchen tools are perfect for you. We also stopped to check out just the regular kitchen tools because, of course, these are an essential part of daily life. They had a really nice variety of kitchen tools here, like shredders, peelers, graters. Like the variety was really wide, and the colors may not have been as vibrant as the Delish kitchen set, but still, nonetheless, they came in like neutrals and just like metal colors, so pretty decent here. And it's a really wide and good collection of things. We found some really nice coffee servers in this store as well, and I like that they were mostly glass, which were pretty cool as well. Also, along with the coffee servers, there were some coffee mills, like some classic coffee mills. There were some teapots, like glass teapots, and just a nice little variety of tea tools and accessories, I guess. They also had like different types of kitchen scales, from the typical ones that you'll expect, and also like these spoon types that can measure or weigh out like a specific amount, like if you're doing like little grains or flour or just light measurement, which was pretty cool as well. They had just a nice collection of kitchen gadgets that you might need, like timers. They also had like thermos thermos for checking like the temperature of your food. They had mixing bowls and other glass bowls that are useful in the kitchen and your daily life. I liked how wide this collection was. They had a lot of baking tools as well. So it's really like a one-stop shop for all your kitchen needs right in this one place. We found some other kitchen storage items that seemed pretty useful, and these ones are like little cabinets for you to place whatever kitchen items you have. And as you can see, they come like one piece, so if you can decide how tall or how short you want the storage to be. You can also use them on like a tabletop if you don't want to necessarily put them on a floor, and that is like 1,290 yen per piece. They had so many other kitchen storage items here. They had like places to store your rice and any other grains. Like there was just a lot of kitchen storage items that we found in this section here that are very useful for like storing away food items that specifically. In addition to the storage containers that we also saw some organizing tools that are useful for like putting away pots and pans. We also saw a lot of underneath your kitchen sink storage options that were useful. We also found, other than the under the sink stuff that we found, there was also like plate dish drainers for after you've done your dishes. There was just a lot of stocking and storage things that were available here as well. Some of these things I actually found for the first time, like this one that you're looking at right here. Pretty useful because you can pull the pieces apart and fit it around your sink. So you know that piping that goes down beneath your sink, it fits around there, so it doesn't matter what the sink is like. As I said, there are so many other storage stuff here and organizing kitchen things that we found here. This right here is a spice rack, but it's the kind of spice rack that comes with a big magnet that you can put on your refrigerator or any metal surfaces. This right here is also comes with a magnet that you can stick on a metal surface like your refrigerator. All of these here are basically the same concept. You can stick them somewhere and hang or store those daily things that you use. These are the dish drainers that I mentioned earlier, and they all came in like different styles and shape. They had the plastic ones. This one specifically is like metal at the bottom and then like a plastic cover, and they all had like different styles and different purposes, so you really had a lot of choice and a lot of options here when it comes to choosing some dish drainers. There was even one that we saw that had like a little cap at the bottom of the draining plate that you could just remove and allow things to drain right out. So there were so many dish racks here that were absolutely useful, and they all had different functions, or not so much different function because a dish rack is a dish rack, but you know, different styles. We really hope you enjoyed this video. If this is your first time, you know, hearing my voice, seeing this video, seeing this channel, then please go on ahead and subscribe for more videos. We post new videos every week. If you are returning to our video, thank you for coming back, and we hope that this was useful to you. See you in the next upload.